Sometimes life can feel like a cruel game, where you work harder than everyone else, sacrifice your peace, your sleep, your health, and still money feels like a stranger. You watch others flourish while you're left wondering what secret they've discovered that you've somehow missed. You see your dreams waiting just beyond the reach of your hands, and your heart aches because deep down, you know you were born for more, but you're tired. Tired of smiling while silently drowning. Tired of pretending you're okay when you're not. And most of all, tired of watching money slip through your fingers like sand, no matter how tightly you try to hold on. But what if I told you it's not about working more, or trying harder, or running faster? What if the missing key isn't outside of you, but within? There is a divine law of an invisible current that wealth rides on, and it doesn't respond to struggle. It doesn't answer to fear. It only flows where it is understood. This is where everything begins to shift. The moment you stop chasing money and start aligning with it. Because money doesn't flow to the desperate. It flows to the deserving, and you're about to remember exactly why that's you. There is a language money understands. And no, it's not your degree. It's not your credentials. It's not your social media following or your number of business cards. It's vibration. It's belief. It's the silent certainty you carry in your heart when you wake up in the morning and know that wealth is not earned through toil, but received through trust. The person who understands this doesn't beg for money. They don't worry about how the rent will be paid. They walk through their day already wrapped in the invisible cloak of provision, knowing that supply meets every step they take. If you're constantly living in a mindset of lack, wondering where the next dollar will come from, you've stepped out of the stream, and money cannot flow to a blocked channel. You see, your belief system is the pipeline. If you think money is hard, it will be. If you think you're not worthy, it will avoid you. If you think you have to prove yourself over and over again to deserve it, you'll live in a cycle of exhaustion that never ends. But the one who knows the truth, the one who sees money as their servant, not their master, walks in favor. Not because they are better, but because they are aligned. You were never meant to fight for money. You were meant to attract it, draw it in, call it by name with authority, because the power is not in your hustle, it's in your knowing. Money is not evil. It is not a punishment. It is not something others get while you are left behind. Money is neutral. It follows faith. It listens to energy. It obeys the one who has stopped fearing it and has begun to respect it as the flow of divine abundance made manifest. When you understand this, you won't need to ask for money anymore. You'll expect it. Let me tell you this. Every time you speak lack, you give power to poverty. Every time you say, I can't afford that, you strengthen the wall between you and abundance. Every time you focus on what you don't have, you multiply scarcity in your life. That's not superstition. That's spiritual law. What you focus on expands. What you believe, you receive. If you keep rehearsing your financial struggle like a sad song on repeat, don't be surprised when the music doesn't change. Because money flows toward the one who speaks life into it, not fear. Start watching your words. Every statement about your finances is a prophecy. Are you cursing your future with complaints, or are you preparing it with bold declarations, saying things like, I'm always broke? Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. May seem harmless, but those are agreements. And the universe is always listening. The person who understands this truth begins to change the atmosphere with their voice. They no longer say, if I get lucky. They say, I am already favored. They don't say, hope I can afford it. They say, my supply is endless. That's the difference. That's what opens the floodgates. Look around your life. Every dollar you've ever received came not from the job, but from the source behind the job. Jobs are channels. Businesses are channels. People are channels, but the source is one, unseen, eternal, faithful. And it is from that source that money flows freely. When you stop looking to the channel as your provider and start acknowledging the true source of your wealth, you begin to release fear. You stop trying to control everything, and in that surrender, a miracle begins. Your hands open, your energy shifts, and like a river flowing back into its course, money finds its way to you unforced, unhindered. Your value has never been tied to your bank account. Money does not determine your worth. You do. And the moment you understand that you are already rich, rich in purpose, rich in gifts, rich in favor, your outer world begins to reflect that truth. Stop asking, when will I be rich? And start asking, how can I better align with the abundance already assigned to me? That shift alone will unlock doors you've been knocking on for years. Because wealth doesn't answer noise. It answers clarity. Money flows to those who understand how to hold it, why they want it, and what they'll do with it. If you're asking for wealth but still walking in fear, jealousy, or bitterness, you're not ready. Abundance requires emotional maturity, gratitude, responsibility, a heart that blesses others instead of competing with them, a soul that knows there is more than enough for everyone. Understand this, and lack will become a stranger to you. Stop begging, stop chasing, stop doubting. You were born to be abundant. Your very DNA carries the imprint of wealth. Every breath you take is proof that you're already supported by something far greater than logic. The sun rises for you. The oxygen flows for you. Trees grow without your effort. Rain falls without your demand. So why do you believe that money must be wrestled for? You were created by the same intelligence that made oceans and galaxies. Do you really think it forgot to provide for you? You've been tricked into thinking struggle is noble. That sacrifice is spiritual. That working yourself into exhaustion is the way to prove your worth. But true abundance is not earned through burnout. It is received through alignment. Peace is the currency of wealth. Rest is the foundation of increase. Confidence, not chaos, is the soil where prosperity grows. And when you finally understand this, when you stop wearing business like a badge and start honoring your energy, money begins to follow you instead of you following it. There are people earning millions right now doing what they love, not because they're special, but because they stopped playing small. They stopped shrinking their desires to match their bank account and started stretching their belief to match their destiny. They said yes to vision. They said yes to the whisper that said, "You were made for more," and they followed that whisper even when it didn't make sense. That's what money understands. Boldness, clarity, faith, action aligned with divine knowing. Money is energy. It is drawn to certainty. It multiplies where it is appreciated, respected, and used for good. If you treat it like a stranger, it will keep its distance. But if you treat it like a welcomed guest, like a trusted companion, like a divine friend sent to help you fulfill your purpose, it will come home. Again and again. Your beliefs are the thermostat of your wealth. If deep down you believe money is dangerous, you'll subconsciously push it away. If you believe it makes people corrupt, you'll avoid receiving too much of it. If you believe you have to sacrifice your peace to earn it, you'll block the flow. But when you heal your relationship with money, when you replace fear with love, when you stop making money the enemy and start making it your ally, everything changes. Because your beliefs shape your results. You have permission to be wealthy. You have permission to have more than enough. You have permission to overflow, to give, to travel, to rest, to rise. You are not selfish for desiring abundance. You are wise. Because money in your hands will heal families, build futures, support dreams, fund causes, create legacies. This isn't about greed, it's about growth. It's about finally saying yes to the life that's been calling you, loudly, repeatedly, unapologetically. Say this with me: I am not afraid of money. I am not unworthy of money. I am not separate from money. I am one with divine supply. Money comes to me with ease. Money flows to me from unexpected sources. I receive with joy. I give with love. I attract wealth because I honor it. I am ready for more. The shift happens the moment you believe it. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Not when you get the promotion. Right now. With the belief you carry in this moment. Faith is the ignition. It doesn't require facts. It requires decision. Decide that you are no longer available for lack. Decide that your story will be one of overflow. Decide that money is welcome in your life, fully, freely, and fearlessly. This understanding isn't just spiritual, it's practical. When you operate from belief, your actions change. You start showing up differently, speaking differently, creating differently, and the world responds. People notice, opportunities emerge, doors open. Because you've raised your internal value and the external world must match it. That is the law. You don't need to force your breakthrough. You just need to stop blocking it. Release the doubt. Release the generational patterns of lack and struggle. You are the chain breaker. You are the wealth shifter. You are the evidence that abundance is real. Money flows to those who understand this. It was never about the money. It was always about the belief. When you understand that money is not a reward, but a reflection, everything shifts. It reflects your certainty, not your effort. It mirrors your identity, not your resume. The one who says, "I am rich," even while standing in an empty room, is not lying, they're planting. And the universe always honors the seed of faith. Those who wait to see the fruit before they believe will always be waiting. But those who believe before they see, they become the architects of miracles. Stop waiting for outside evidence to validate your abundance. You are the evidence. When you wake up with vision, when you speak with power, when you walk in peace regardless of your current balance, that is evidence. The moment you stop looking at your wallet and start looking inward, you take your authority back. That's where true wealth begins. Not in a number, but in a knowing, and those who carry that knowing, those who understand the laws of divine compensation, live differently, they speak differently, they rise without struggle, they attract without chasing, they receive without guilt. You were never meant to live a small life. You were not created to just get by. Scarcity is not your birthright. Lack is not your inheritance. The moment you believe that you are supported by a force bigger than any economy, any job, any crisis, any system, you rise above limitation. You stop identifying as a victim and step into the truth of who you are: a vessel of abundance, a living magnet for supply, a conduit of divine wealth. Everything changes the moment you decide that money doesn't intimidate you anymore. It doesn't own you. It doesn't rule your emotions. It doesn't control your joy. You become the master. You become the one who directs the flow with your beliefs, your expectations, your peace. You stop fearing the bill in the mail. You stop panicking over prices. You look at money as an extension of love, a way to give, to serve, to bless, to expand. And when your relationship with money becomes loving, money starts to love you back. Don't underestimate the power of your energy. People can feel it. So can money. If you're creating from desperation, the results will be temporary. But if you're creating from alignment, the results will multiply. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. If you want financial freedom, start living as someone who is already free. Free from worry. Free from bitterness. Free from shame. Start speaking as though you expect good news. Start walking as though provision is behind every corner. Start acting as though your vision has already been funded. There is no room for fear where faith resides, and no space for poverty where purpose is present. You are not at the mercy of the world. The world is responding to you. Raise your frequency. Raise your words. Raise your worth. Watch what happens. You are the signal. You are the message. You are the invitation for wealth to arrive. Speak to money with respect, not from fear, not from need, but from knowing. Say, I trust my supply. Say, I am open to receive. Say, I am a steward of wealth, not a slave to it. And then prove those words with your posture. Refuse to shrink. Refuse to apologize for desiring overflow. Refuse to live small to make others comfortable. Refuse to silence your financial goals because of other people's fears. What is meant for you doesn't need their permission. It only needs your belief. Money comes to those who are clear. Clear in desire. Clear in purpose. Clear in energy. If you are confused, if you are doubtful, if you are afraid, it scatters. But when you say, this is who I am, this is what I desire, this is what I will do with it, money listens, because money loves order. Money loves direction. It's time to stop wishing and start declaring. Wishing is weak. Declaring is magnetic. Wishing says, maybe I'll have it one day. Declaring says, it's mine now. Wishing waits. Declaring walks. The person who understands this walks with unwavering authority, not arrogance, but certainty, because they are not relying on the economy. They are connected to a higher economy. One where there is no recession. One where there is no shortage. One where faith is the currency and peace is the proof. Do not look at the size of your problems. Look at the size of your source. Money is not the solution to your peace. Your peace is the solution to your money. The moment you make peace with wealth, it will no longer run from you. Make peace with having more than enough. Make peace with becoming the one who breaks the cycle. Make peace with being the first to rise. The one who ends the story of just surviving and begins a new story of thriving. If you want money to flow, you must stop resisting your own expansion. You cannot call in wealth while simultaneously judging those who have it. You cannot attract abundance while secretly believing you don't deserve it. You must clear the blocks, the jealousy, the guilt, the generational patterns, the old stories. You are not your past, you are not your failures, you are not your bank account. You are the author of your next chapter, and that chapter is rich, in every sense of the word. Money is looking for a home, a heart it can trust, a vessel it can move through, a life it can elevate. It's not avoiding you, it's waiting for you to become the version of yourself who can hold it, who won't sabotage it, who won't shrink in its presence, who won't fear being seen. The version of you who knows how to multiply, to share, to create, to lead. That version is not far away. That version is you. Once you remember who you've always been, you don't have to perform for abundance. You don't have to prove you're good enough. You only have to know that you are already enough. In that knowing, you become a magnet. In that knowing, you stop seeking permission. In that knowing, you become unshakable. Because the foundation of wealth is not money, it's truth. And your truth is powerful. Money flows to those who understand this, that divine supply is unlimited. There is no cap, no ceiling, no restriction, except the ones you agree to. When you let go of limitation, life responds. When you say yes to expansion, the doors swing open. When you trust that your steps are ordered, money becomes one of many tools used to support your journey, not the destination, just the delivery system. Walk through your day with the energy of someone who is supported. Speak as someone who already has enough. Choose as someone who trusts the next payment will appear on time. Move as someone who knows the check is coming, the client is calling, the breakthrough is scheduled. When you live from that place, life bends to your belief. Resources show up. Solutions arise. Because the universe responds not to panic, but to peace. Practice receiving, not just money but compliments, opportunities, guidance, generosity. Say yes to more. Say yes to the new job, the higher price, the unexpected gift. Every time you receive with gratitude, you expand your capacity for wealth. Every time you say thank you with genuine joy, you become a magnet for more. And every time you honor what you've been given, no matter how small, you signal that you are ready for greater. You are not chasing money. You are aligning with your highest self. And that self has always been abundant. That self is not worried. That self is not afraid to rise. That self is calling you forward now, not into striving, but into surrender. Not into pressure, but into power. Not into lack, but into limitless supply. You've been playing small because someone once told you that your worth was tied to what you could earn. But now you know better. Your worth is immeasurable. Your power is divine, and your wealth is inevitable. The shift begins now, not with force, not with fear, but with faith, with decision, with the simple, quiet, undeniable truth: money flows to those who understand this. The laws that govern wealth do not favor the loud or the lucky. They respond to the ones who are aware of their power, aware of their thoughts, aware of their divine inheritance. You don't have to beg life to give you what already belongs to you. You only need to wake up to it, open your spiritual eyes. Begin to see beyond what is visible. What you cannot yet touch is already forming in the invisible, and it responds to your energy like a mirror, reflecting back your certainty, your gratitude, your boldness. Let your thoughts become sacred ground. Let no doubt take root there. Guard your imagination like the most fertile soil in the world, because from it springs your reality. What you visualize with love, what you affirm with conviction, what you feel with deep certainty, it must come. That is not wishful thinking. That is alignment with spiritual law. Wealth is not something you chase. It is something you become. The more you embody abundance, the more abundance appears in the physical. Stop saying, "It's hard to make money." Start saying, "Money finds me easily." Stop saying, "Nothing ever works out for me." Start saying, "Everything is always working out in my favor." You may think words are small, but they are seed, and every word you speak plants your future. Speak as if what you desire already exists. Speak as if you are already walking in overflow. That is not delusion. That is power. Money responds to respect. If you handle a little with care, you prepare yourself for more. Don't complain about what you have. Bless it. Don't curse the paycheck. Thank it. Don't despise the small beginnings. They are sacred. If you curse what is in your hand now, you reject the increase waiting to come. The person who understands this doesn't wait to be grateful. They live in gratitude, and gratitude is a magnet for miracles. Look at your life right now. Where are you blocking the flow? Are you clinging to fear every time a bill arrives? Are you shrinking your goals to fit the opinions of others? Are you carrying shame from the past as if it defines your future? These are the gates, and your awareness is the key. When you remove fear, flow begins. When you release shame, increase enters. When you let go of bitterness, blessings rush in. It's not punishment, it's purification. The universe isn't withholding from you. It's waiting for you to become the version of yourself that can receive. You don't have to be perfect to be prosperous. You only have to be willing. Willing to change your thoughts. Willing to unlearn the lies. Willing to trust the unseen. Willing to step into new territory, even if you feel afraid. Because wealth doesn't wait for your confidence, it answers your commitment. The moment you say, "I'm ready," the shift begins. Not because you earned it, but because you claimed it. There is nothing selfish about desiring abundance. It is not vanity to dream of luxury, ease, or more than enough. It is remembrance. Remembrance that you were never meant to live in lack, that you were created with a design for dominion, not domination over others but mastery over fear, mastery over your inner world, mastery over your mind. And the one who has mastered fear cannot be mastered by money. Do not let the opinions of others shape your financial destiny. You don't need their understanding. You don't need their applause. The vision in your heart was planted there by purpose. It's yours. Protect it, nurture it, speak life into it even when no one claps, especially then, because the money you seek is not waiting for a crowd, it's waiting for your decision. The moment you decide that your life will be different, everything conspires to support that decision. You may not have seen it growing up, you may not have learned it in school, but spiritual wealth is not taught by the world, it is awakened from within. The world may teach you scarcity, but your soul remembers infinity. The world may say, "That's impossible," but your spirit knows all things are possible. The world may tell you to play it safe, but your inner being is here to expand. Trust that, even if your bank account doesn't reflect it yet, even if your circumstances don't match the vision, trust anyway. That trust is the bridge from where you are to where abundance lives. Money flows to those who love without fear, to those who give with open hearts, not from obligation, but from joy, to those who celebrate others' wins, knowing theirs are on the way, to those who see no competition, only confirmation. Confirmation that if it happened for them, it can and will happen for you. There is no shortage in the divine, no limitation, no closed doors that cannot be opened with faith. You must get bold in your belief. You must speak wealth as your reality, even while others call it fantasy. You must build your world with words of life. Speak over your business. Speak over your finances. Speak over your home, your family, your future. Not with anxiety but with authority. You are not pleading. You are partnering. Partnering with a limitless force that responds not to begging, but to belief. Money follows those who are not afraid to stand tall. Those who no longer shrink their light to keep others comfortable. Those who understand that wealth is not just for them, but for all those connected to their obedience. Your overflow is someone else's answer. Your breakthrough funds someone else's dream. Your alignment becomes someone else's awakening. You don't chase money for ego, you attract it for impact. Every time you act in faith, the energy shifts. Every time you choose vision over fear, the path widens. Every time you expect the best, the universe moves to match that expectation. You are not lucky, you are powerful. You are not desperate, you are destined. And the moment you realize that, you stop hustling for crumbs and start commanding tables. There is no dream too big, no desire too wild. If it lives in your spirit, it has already been approved in the invisible. Your job is to believe it long enough for it to take form, to walk with the confidence of someone who knows supply is guaranteed, to stop living like a beggar and start living like a builder, a creator, a steward of divine wealth. Money is not your goal, it is your servant. It is not your master, it is your message. Let it flow through you. Let it increase around you. Let it serve your purpose. Let it elevate others. Let it show the world what happens when someone finally gets it, when someone stops fearing life and starts living fully. The money you desire is not far. It's waiting for your shift. Waiting for your eyes. Waiting for you to remember, the money you desire is not far. It's waiting for your shift. Waiting for your whys. Waiting for you to remember who you are. Not a struggler, not a hustler, not a beggar, but a divine being with access to unlimited supply. You were never meant to stay in cycles of lack. That pain you felt, the stress of surviving, the heaviness of not knowing if you'll make it, it was never your home. It was only the darkness before the awakening. And that awakening is now. Look at your life through new eyes, not as something broken that needs to be fixed, but as something sacred that is unfolding. Every delay has prepared your faith. Every closed door sharpened your clarity. Every rejection realigned your path. Nothing was wasted. Every moment of lack has been training you to hold more. More grace, more wisdom, more capacity, more provision. You are no longer just wishing for money, you are welcoming it. You are no longer trying to make it. You are magnetizing it. Because you understand now, money isn't only about numbers. It's about alignment. It's about energy. It's about integrity with yourself, your vision, and the truth of who you were created to be. You were never meant to limit your dreams to your current income. You were never meant to shrink your vision to match your wallet. You were born to expand, to rise, to prosper boldly. Your desires are not random. They are divine. They are reminders of the life you were destined to live. And when you understand that your dreams are spiritual assignments, money becomes the willing vehicle that arrives to fulfill them. So take a breath. Right here. Right now, and declare to yourself, I am ready, ready to receive without guilt, ready to rise without fear, ready to stop justifying my scarcity and start living my abundance. I am not here to survive. I am here to overflow. I am not waiting to be chosen. I choose myself. I am not waiting for the right time. This is the time. Walk into rooms like you belong there, because you do. Show up to your purpose like you are funded, because you are. Speak about your future like it's already unfolding, because it is. No more doubting. No more shrinking. No more explaining your dreams to people who haven't awakened their own. Money flows to those who understand the truth. And the truth is this: you are not chasing wealth. You are wealth. You are not looking for favor. You walk in favor. You are not waiting for the blessing. You are the blessing. And money is just one of the many ways the universe proves that back to you. From this moment forward, your life shifts. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Your thoughts changed. Your words changed. Your frequency changed. And the moment you changed, the money began moving, not by force, not by fear, but by understanding. Now speak it, live it, walk it, because money flows to those who understand this. And now, you do.